Hey, welcome back for another edition of Being at Home on Your Mac. One of the questions I get real often comes from people who are connected to an external either projector or display, and they'll come to me and say, I'm trying to project this and I can't get the screens to line up. But what I'm seeing on my desktop is different than what's on the screen, be it an external display or a projection screen. I can't get what I want on the projection so the students can see it, what's going on. So this is another system preferences deal. So I'm going to open that up and right now you're seeing the information for the external display. So you've got two windows here. We've got a built-in display and my external display. I can you're going to see this external display here disappear because I'm going to drag it over to the other desktop. Um, and sometimes that will show up like that. The way to get things back together so you can work on them is gather the windows. See how that just popped back? So now I have them both side by side. In order to sometimes it's confusing when you look at this situation here, which screen is which. It's really easy to tell. Watch what happens when I click on this one. It turns, see the red border, and that'll show up on the screen. You won't see this because it's the external display, but if I click this other one, you see the red there, but on my other screen I'm seeing the red box around, so I can tell which one is which. Um, so that's how you can kind of get that. I'm going to pull that back together again, gather the windows. If you were to be using just to project something up on a screen for students, quite often the easiest option for you is to just mirror displays. And this is what most people do most of the time in the fix that I give them so they have what they want. If I click mirror displays, now I'm seeing the same thing on both screens, exact same thing. So whatever I do with my mouse, it shows up on the other screen. Whatever I see over there, oops, it unmirrored. There we go. Now, that was weird, it unmirrored itself. So now both screens are the same. So as I move my mouse around, I'm seeing the same thing on both screens. If you're doing projection, that's probably what you want. But another really cool option for you is if you've got an external computer monitor or even nowadays a flat screen TV, you can connect it to your computer and give yourself a bigger workspace. You can do that in one of two ways. You could mirror like this and connect, and if you just wanted to work on the one big screen and you had an external USB keyboard, just plug it into your MacBook, close the clamshell on your MacBook. The external screen will go black at that point because you just put your MacBook to sleep. However, because you have that external keyboard attached, just tap the spacebar on the external keyboard, and without opening a clamshell, your MacBook will wake right up and you'll see it on your screen. And you can use it almost kind of like a desktop at that point and just set your MacBook off to the side. What I like to do sometimes, if I want to work on a couple different things, I'll use both screens. And so, what I'll do at that point is I'll unmirror the display, and now I can. And before I even tell you what I do with that, you can move these around. So right now my external display is off to the left of my MacBook, which is this. So as I move my mouse to the left, you'll watch it disappear, and what you don't see is it just showed up on the external screen. I can bring it back. Let's say you had your big screen above your MacBook. You do this. Now if I go to the top, my mouse disappears and shows up on the other screen. So you can set it up so it makes sense for your work environment. Put it back over here on the left so I can get back and forth. So now you literally have two workspaces. You can work on one application over here, or have some web open on this screen that you're doing some research, and then have a paper open on your other screen that you're writing on. So it's really flexible and it's really nice, especially if you have a bigger screen to work on. If you get tired of looking at the little MacBook screen. But again, kind of the go-to. Oh, one other thing I'll tell you, and I'll go into this in another webcast, is that if you're using something like PowerPoint or Keynote, you can use two displays and have your main display showing your slides, And your secondary display you can set up to show your presenter notes. So you can have your notes, you can also see what's coming next on the slide to help you present. And that's a really, really cool feature you can use if you're presenting. So keep that in mind. You can also change by dragging this bar to the other screen. You can determine which is primary and which is secondary. Your primary display will have the bar on it. You can move it. You can switch them back and forth if you ever need to do that. But again, if you're just presenting something with a projector, usually your go-to is going to be mirror displays, so that you see what you see on your laptop screen is the same thing that people viewing your presenter screen are seeing. So good luck with that. Let you know if you have questions. As I said, that's a pretty frequently asked question that people get confused about, so I hope that helps. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.